Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I take on Rave in the Redwoods for the first time. This is its own individual map video, so I hope you guys enjoy. Spaceland was by far the best map in this game, and I really did not know what to expect for the next maps. Here our protagonist grabbed the soul key, and Weiler's all mad, so now he sends us to Rave in the Redwoods. Rave in the Redwoods takes place deep in the forest during a 90s rave where a zombie apocalypse breaks out, and it is our character's job to find the next piece of the soul key. I love that with each map you're in a different time period, and I thought that this map did a fantastic job of executing the 90s slasher theme. I also found it interesting how in this map you spawn with your fists and are then tasked to find a melee weapon around the spawn room as your starter weapon. I also really enjoyed the 90s aesthetic of the characters as well, so now our characters change and they have new clothes and new personality. They're just different, it feels fresh. I really enjoyed this map. Here I spawn in with AJ, who I honestly don't mind as a character, he's pretty cool. And I run up and I grab the spiked bat and the M1 Garand. For this specific Easter egg for Rave in the Redwoods, I was streaming, so I had some people in the chat helping me out. It definitely made earning points at the beginning of the game a lot easier when they taught me a little trick with the Fate and Fortunes card. So you use the critical kill fortune card with the scope dollars, and then you can line up zombies and you just get tons of points, which helped me out a ton at the beginning of this map. So at the beginning, I'm basically just running around. There I grab my first statue and then I turn on the power. Here I run up here and I grab my second boat part, and then I grab Tough Enough. I then run back to where power was, I grab Bang Bangs, and now I'm off to open up the Rave area. Here I use Get Packed, so I get the type 2 Pack-a-Punched, and then I grab my third boat part and my second statue. I got lucky and got a fire sale, so I tried out some guns, and this is one of the things in Infinite Warfare that really impressed me. Was I didn't realize there was alternate weapon types, or like you can split your guns and they have different shooting ability. Here I then drop down to the climbing wall and I grab my third statue, and then down by the docks is my fourth. Since I have all the boat parts, I come and I grab the first reel for the projector, and then I jump in the boat. I then hustle over here, I grab a wiener, I grab the second reel, and then I talk to Kevin Smith. I then place the parts on the projector, and then that restores Pack-a-Punch. Once you talk to Kevin, a photo spawns down by the Rave area, so I pick it up, and then I now have to come place it over at the campsite. At the campsite, I'm now trying to shoot the arms off of all of these zombies, and this one was not the easiest thing to do. I think the arms is probably the hardest one. And then once I'm done, I grab this little flare and a slasher spawns. And this is why I got the Pack-a-Punched type 2, because it takes this guy down quick, which is really handy. I then run back and I see this shining flare and I pick that up, and then I can now come back to Kev and I talk to Kev, and then now I can kind of repeat that process but with a different photo. First, I'm going to do the wiener step where I have to run around in Rave mode and throw a wiener at 3 deer heads in order to collect these symbols, which unlock the Vlad. The Vlad is the explosive bow wonder weapon in this map, and it is super good. So here I hit my last deer head, I shoot it, I grab my last symbol, and then now the Vlad can be unlocked when I decide I want to use it. And then pick up the second photo that I need, unlock the Vlad, and then I grab the Banshee, which is super good for the next photo part. So here I now need to shoot the zombies in the legs and collect leg orbs. I have no idea, I really don't understand this part, but that's okay. So we pick it up, and then another slasher spawns, and these guys are pretty tanky. They are pretty tanky. So here I take him out and kind of nukes all the zombies, and then I can go and grab the shiny orb. Here I swap out the Banshee for the Vlad, because I no longer need to shoot legs, and then I come talk to Kev for the last time, and now I am able to grab a skull that is located in the basement. Once I grab the skull, we have one more ritual thing to do where I now have to shoot the heads off of zombies. Once I finish that up, I can grab the shiny orb and another slasher will spawn. These slashers proved to be the most difficult part of the Easter egg for me. I died to these guys a few times just using the wrong guns and not really playing it right. What can you do? So here I come and I grab the last orb that I need to get, and then I'm pretty much ready to go. Now I just need to get kills in front of these statues, and it will allow me to begin upgrading the Vlad. So there, I got kills by the speakers there, filled up all those statues. I grabbed the owl statue, and then I place it in front of the owl totem pole. And I now need to get kills using the Vlad in front of the pole, which then gives me the Acid Rain Vlad. This thing is so good, and you'll see why. I can now run down to the basement and press this button, which initiates the boss fight. I run down to the dock and I take the boat across the lake with Kevin Smith. At this point, we start to find out that Kevin Smith is actually the Super Slasher. He is the boss for this map, where he, like us, has been trapped by Willard Wyler. Through the Easter egg, we start to become friends with him. We learn about his story, about how him and his friend have fallen apart, and this is them trying to reunite. And is unfortunately killed by the Super Slasher. So this boss fight has 3 steps. The first step is where you have to come here and get zombie kills, which will lift these orbs super high in the air, and then once both of them are high enough, a blue circle will spawn. Once the blue circle spawns, as you see here, we try and get the Super Slasher to jump into the circle, and once he's jumped into the circle, he will have little talisman on him, and it is my job to shoot the talisman. So here is me shooting the last talisman, and now he's gonna jump way up onto the roof, and I just have to stand in a circle, a little green circle, and survive. If I step outside of the circle, I will die. And I did die doing this one time. I didn't realize that if you're outside of the circle you die, and that was game over for me. So I learned from that. This is the third and final step, so once you complete this step, you just repeat all 3 steps more times. Here I actually take it down. I'm not very clutch in these boss fights. So after completing all of those steps 3 times, I can now shoot the last talisman, and now the boss just becomes vulnerable to bullets. So I can just start shooting him, and as you'll see here, I start getting hit markers, and he's super squishy, so he takes on a lot of bullets, but finally we get it done, and there he goes down. This is a really cool animation. I really like this part. Overall, I thought this was a really cool map. I thought that it fit the 90s slasher theme really well. So here I grab the soul key, and our characters are now teleported to the next map, which is Shaolin Shuffle.